Welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today we're taking a look at the best deals across the US, the UK, the EU and the AU eShops. If you're looking for truly budget, check out Thursday's edition where we go sub $10. This one today, it's pretty much any price goes. Then as always, expect us to be announcing our winners from last week's giveaway for two $10 eShop gift cards. And as always, we're doing it again this week. If you want to enter, it's simple. Leave a comment below with what game you're playing right now and would you recommend it to everyone that watches this video. With that though, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here, join our growing family, and let's get started. As always, look to the lower left corner to see if it's going to be available in your region. If you're in the US like myself, I gotta say the UK, EU and AU, they're crushing us for deals right now, so do remember it's real easy to switch that region and basically import titles on the eShop, so don't feel like you can't buy them. Now I know I normally do 10 games, that wasn't quite enough this week, so expect 14, and we're just going to rotate regions as we go. Kicking things off today then, Divinity 2 Original Sin Definitive Edition. While it's also the most expensive game on today's list, I think it's fair to call this one basically a little piece of genius, and the best price it's actually dropped to yet. This one, it's great offline solo or even online with up to 4 players. Here though, you're going to get well over 100 hours of gameplay, fantastic story centered around becoming a god, multiple races to choose from, characters to interact with, upgrades. There's just so much going on here. It's absolutely polished in every single area. Highly recommended this one for RPG and strategy fans, and 30% off, it's a good deal for a game that's absolutely worth its full asking price. Next up then, we've got SPYRO Reignited coming in with a 50% discount, and this just quite honestly absolutely worth it. You're getting easily 20 hours of great old school 3D platforming with this whole new kind of HD look that I gotta say, it's pretty stunning. If you're one of the few rare ones out there that hasn't played these before, expect to basically be controlling our hero dragon amongst others as you work your way through over 100 levels. Great characters, a welcome HD code to paint, and one I just absolutely recommend. If they could do this same thing now to Banjo and Mario 64, I'd be one happy guy. So next up then, ICONOCLASTS. This action platformer, another gem, and while I don't think it's quite the lowest it's ever been, it's close enough that it's going to get a shout out. Here you're going to be joining renegade mechanic Robin to uncover the secrets of a dying planet. Expect tons of characters, puzzles, bosses, and I gotta say, this story here actually delivers a lot more than probably what you would expect from a 2D action platformer. To wrap this whole package up then though, the 16-bit graphics and the soundtrack, platformer fans, there's so much you should honestly appreciate, so I really do recommend it with 40% off. So next up, we're on the theme of platformers. For the more hardcore few out there, I give you Blasphemous. This one, it's Dark Souls meets Metroidvania, and never did I know I needed a combination so much. Great levels, rewarding but I'd say fair difficulty level, and then visually it's just really stunning but very, very bleak, matching the overall tone. There's few games out here that can quite match this one. If you like platforming and solid combat mechanics, you should probably check this one out with its 40% off. So 2 in 1 here before we get to our first winner from last week, and honestly I couldn't choose, so you get 2, but yeah, Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil. It's worth knowing pretty much every Switch Resident Evil title is on some sort of discount right now, and they're absolutely worth the asking prices, but these two, they're coming in with the steepest discount of 57% off. I'm a big fan of 0 first off. It's a prequel to the original, and I'd say it largely goes underappreciated. Here you're going to find yourself heading into Raccoon City in 1998 after a series of strange and grisly murders have taken place, and you're basically going there to investigate. This one though, the opening scenes taking place on a train, it's one of those gaming memories that are stuck with me just over the years. Then once you wrap this one up, you can jump into the original for the same price. I don't really need to tell you about this one, but you'll be going along for the ride with Chris and Joe, and it's just as amazing as ever. Buy them, especially if you've never experienced them. So our first winner of the week then, last week's question, we kept it simple. What's your favourite genre? And congrats to Arya Shahabi pointing out RPGs and referencing Fable and being pretty much amazed by it. Big fan of the series myself. I hope we finally see it make a deserved comeback. Honestly, at this point though, I'd even take just a HD remake. Drop me an email though so I can get that code to you. It's in the description below. So next up then, I think this is one of the best discounts of the week, Darksiders WARMASTERED edition with a huge 60% off. This one though, it's an action adventure title that combines like hack and slash with sourdough elements, and it's a great port and very much suited to the Switch. Here you're going to be taking on the role of War, the first horseman of the apocalypse, who's being accused of breaking a sacred law by enticing a war between heaven and hell. Great combat, a unique world, great visual style, and it led to a few decent sequels including the second entry and then Genesis that made their way to the Switch. Like to think all of this though will see us finally get the third entry too. Okay, so let's go cheap now with Beholder on the Switch, coming in with 75% off, and it's an absolute bargain. Here you're basically going to be a landlord who can either be ruthless and report all of his tenants or be the nice guy in like this dystopian future. Incredibly dark stuff, and while the gameplay takes a little while to get used to on consoles, I will say it absolutely works. And this one, it just has like this weird undertone that very few games manage to capture. There's a sequel too on the Switch, but I would absolutely recommend this one over it personally. Witcher 3 fans then, yes, it's on sale, but I don't need to tell you about that one. But how about taking a look at Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales? This one pretty much came out of nowhere for me, and it's this like incredible combination of RPG mechanics meet card-based battles. Here, expect a tale of a war veteran and also a queen of two northern realms facing a large invasion of opposing forces, and you're basically out on a journey to stop this, enemy force of destruction. Absolutely though, matching the quality of any game that brands the Witcher name. Expect in-depth gameplay, a lengthy runtime, stunning visuals, and a world that as always just makes you want to keep on digging deeper into its lore. Another game with the Witcher name, and another one that's a must add to your collection, especially with this really decent 30% off. So next up then, Splasher, a little more light-hearted, that's for sure, compared to the rest of the list today, but nonetheless quality. I played this originally on the PS4, I think it was like thanks to a limited run games release, and it transitions perfectly to the Switch and especially handheld, and I'd probably say it's now the best way to play it. Coming in with 70% off though, it's combining platforming with almost like a puzzle vibe. Basically you get a paint cannon, and each of the colours you can fire gives you different abilities to get through its world to take down the paint factory's evil boss. Simple concept, but it's addictive. I really like the visuals, and as I say, handheld especially, this is a fantastic one to spend some time on. So before we get to our last two games and final winner from last week then, 9 Parchments. This one, it's from the same team who gave us the incredible Trying collection, and this is just another great quality release in their history. Here expect an isometric like viewpoint as you tackle this world of runaway wizards who probably have bitten off a little more than they can chew by going on the hunt for the 9 Parchments and just getting into a whole lot of trouble. Here it's kind of light everything, so I think light adventure, light RPG, light combat, but it's a whole lot of fun, especially when you take it cooperative with friends, and that's probably the main reason I'd recommend picking this one up if you're looking to play a game with someone else. 70% off though, it's a great price for a great little game. So our second winner then, and thanks to everyone who left us a comment last week, but it's going to TBMI, pointing out puzzle game experiences just like Tetris, Spyro and Peggle. Big fan of Tetris here myself, came with my Game Boy. I never will forget that game now and still play it to this day. Again though, thank you to everyone who took part. This week it's another simple one, what you've been playing most recently on your Switch and would you recommend it? With that though, our penultimate game of the week, Grid. This masterpiece racer is a must-buy for any racing fans out there, and in my opinion the best racing experience available on the Switch right now. Even with the current emission of online multiplayer, just can't hold it back from like greatness. Right now as well, with 30% off, it comes with my absolute strongest of recommendations. Tons of cars and circuits to play with, career modes, difficulty options, 5 different racing disciplines. Then as well, the visuals probably some of the best on the Switch right now. This is a gem of a game that I picked up shortly after release. I haven't been able to put it down ever since, and now I'm just hoping for a physical release. If you've at all been tempted by this one, now is the time to grab it. So finally, our number one game of the week, and it wasn't difficult honestly, Ori and the Blind Forest. As platformers go, this came along with the masterpiece that is Cuphead, and what a gem of an experience this is. Not only does it have some of the best visuals out there, but it absolutely nails it when it comes down to the gameplay and platform heartwarming goodness. 30% off right now. I can't recommend this one enough. Beautiful story, addictive gameplay loop, a soundtrack that's probably up there, for me at least, as one of the very best in recent memory. I hope we do see the sequel make its way to the Switch, but for now I can happily say I'll play this thing on loop. And that's it, another week down. If there's anything you think we missed, let us know in the comments below. We're always looking for new suggestions. We appreciate it as always that you're here to watch this video, especially if you made it this far to the very end. Remember to get your comment below to enter into the competition to win one of 2 $10 eShop gift cards. And yeah, hit subscribe if you're new here, join our growing family. I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.